Hi guys, my name's Lola Naffa. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be looking at 3 really healthy, eczema-friendly and TSW-friendly meals for lunch to get us really back on track in terms of our health and eating right for our eczema and TSW. I'm sure that like myself, over the Christmas and New Year's holidays, we have definitely had a little bit too much consumption in terms of maybe sugar, alcohol and foods that we shouldn't really be eating. So with these 3 meal options, either lunch or dinner options is what I want to call them, they're full of a number of vitamins and minerals which are completely safe for eczema and TSW sufferers. There's low histamines, there's no nightshades, there's no gluten, there's no dairy and there's no sugar. But before we get started, as usual, I'd love to ask you guys just to click on that subscribe button if you get value out of this video and give me a thumbs up. It would really help support me and reach my audience in terms of finding those eczema and TSW sufferers that really could do with this information. So today we're going to do a soup. We're going to do a butternut and pumpkin soup with a little bit of sweet potato and carrot and maybe some fennel, add in some red onion, roasted red onions. We're going to roast that all in a tray and then mush it down into a beautiful soup. It's going to be a chickpea wrap, which is probably more of a lunchy thing, and we're going to put some nice hummus, homemade hummus in it with some bok choy, maybe a little bit of this white fish as well. So yeah, let's get started. We're going to create as we go along. The other thing we're going to do is a nice salad with some of this salmon that I got from Lidl. This is all from Lidl, guys. This is their ASC salmon. They do it such a great price, I can't tell you. Pretty much everything here is bio, organic, maybe except the broccoli, I think. But they do a really good range and really affordable range of fruit and vegetables and fresh fish from Lidl. Okay, so I've just diced everything up. In here I've got carrots, I've got my butternut squash, I've got my pumpkin, I've got fennel, I've got some cloves of garlic and some sweet red onions. I just put everything in a big baking tray like this, and I always use the parchment paper because I always find even if you've got great tins, the food product can really stick to the bottom of your trays, so always add the paper, makes things a lot easier. I also don't peel my butternut squash or my pumpkin because it just takes forever. I can just peel it off nice after once they're cooked and they're nice and soft. This type of roasting tray and all the vegetables in it is really my go-to for the winter. I mean, it's just full of vitamins and minerals, really low in histamine, absolutely no nightshades, and you can get these right throughout the winter, these types of vegetables, really easy. Always just pop them in the oven, a nice big roasty. You can have them with your fish, your chicken, rice, whatever kind of maybe rice pasta you might want to have as your carb, or sweet potato. I didn't even put sweet potato in this time because I couldn't fit it in. But this is my go-to roasting tray that I do pretty much every day. Today I'm probably going to blend it down into a soup, but you could just leave them as is and just enjoy all the sweetness and the goodness of the roasted vegetables. So here we've got our roasted vegetables, all lovely and tender. I did 45 minutes, 50 minutes in the oven roasting these with some olive oil. And then I'm going to just take the skins off the butternut squash and the pumpkin and then blitz it all up in a pot with a little bit of water or vegetable stock if you have any. And there we have the finished product, the soup. Absolutely love this. I batch cook it and freeze it so that I'm not having to do too much prep all the time. It's full of anti-inflammatories, it's really low in histamines. These are the winter veg you can get all winter long. Super affordable and really good for our eczema and TSW. I do like to add some of these herbs. I love a little bit of garlic powder or oregano, especially on my meat. Some fenugreek I would definitely add to the soup. Some turmeric and nutmeg just to add a little bit of added flavour. As I said, especially with rice and some of the more simple dishes. I would really veer clear of any hot sauces, paprikas, curry powders, that sort of thing, because that really can set off a flare with your eczema and TSW. Try and avoid the heat as much as possible. Next, I'm going to do a homemade hummus. Tahini is sesame seed, which can cause quite a lot of allergic reactions to those of us with eczema and TSW. So I try to avoid sesame seed as much as possible. Tahini is kind of the main paste that binds the chickpea together, but you can do it without. So the hummus that I do is literally just chickpeas, some garlic, some olive oil. or you could use rice oil if you know, you have any reaction with salicylates, as per, you know, the Karen Fisher Eczema Detox book. And then I just whack it all into my magic bullet, and it makes a lovely homemade hummus. That is the perfect sound of making the homemade hummus. So this is 1 whole jar's worth of chickpeas blended down with the water and the oil and a bit of garlic, 1 garlic clove I used. So next up we're going to make what is called like a chickpea flatbread wrap, or known as soca here in the south of France. It's a gluten-free, vegan flatbread made out of chickpea flour. And all we need is half a cup of chickpea flour, some oil. I'm running out of my olive oil, so I'm going to use the rice oil, and a bit of salt and pepper, and we're going to just chuck that into the magic bullet again and make a paste, and then make that almost like a pancake mix in the frying pan. So I just had to take this again because my first little one broke, so I think the rice oil isn't really ideal. Olive oil is really much more preferred, but take 2 is turning out okay so far. So here we've got the finished product. We've got 2 socas, 2 layers of the chickpea flatbread at the very bottom, covered in the hummus, the homemade hummus that we had. Then I added a bit of lettuce and some of that limonade fish, which is a type of, I think it's a merlot fish. Just a very plain white fish. I never use cod because I'm quite allergic. It's quite an allergic type of fish, but this one's a very simple fish. I'll put it in the description below, with a little bit of grated carrot, some red onion, and just a little topping of more yummy hummus. So for the third meal option, I'm going to do some pan-fried salmon on a bed of bok choy and some purple cabbage with some rice, or some basmati rice. I love the 1 minute in the microwave rice. I know some people are a bit anti-microwaves, but it's very quick and easy, and if you're on this diet, then sometimes having done so much prep work, it's quite nice just to have a little bit of a shortcut now and again. So I'm going to pan fry this salmon. I'm just going to do it, put it on its skin, and so the skin gets nice and crispy. So I've just got my purple cabbage and my bok choy in the frying pan, and I've turned the heat right down low just to steam out and soften my vegetables. So to recap, you guys, this is the salmon on a bed of purple cabbage and bok choy with rice. Super easy, all done in the one frying pan, takes literally no longer than 5 minutes. It's full of antioxidants and anti-inflammatory properties with the purple cabbage, and high in omega with the salmon. So yeah, a good meal option for lunch. So I really do hope you find these recipes useful, if not inspiring, to get yourself into the kitchen and really give your body that love and vital nutrition that it deserves in order to heal. You can of course adapt the different recipes in terms of the meats and vegetables, but so long as you're always sticking to the low histamines and lots of anti-inflammatory ingredients. Don't forget to allow yourself a little bit of prep time, because this is quite important in terms of preparing all your meals so that you don't fall off the wagon in terms of your diet, because that is really, really key. I would do a couple of hours maybe at the weekend, or Sunday morning, or Saturday afternoon, evening, in terms of batch cooking and doing a little bit of freezing, especially for different types of soups, so that you've got some quick go-to meals if you don't have much time during the week. That said as well, you can also incorporate these meals into your family, day-to-day meals, dinner times and weekends, which can also help just get that kitchen organized and have your meal times all prepped and ready to go. So with that said, you guys, I'm going to wish you a very happy day, happy healing, and keep warm, and I'll be seeing you guys in my next video. Bye for now.